Right, so the girls from Rods and Ribbons want me to build them a boat so they can go fishing, primarily to go and win the Sea Angling Classic. Biggest changes I want to make to this boat is this teal colour. I think it's nasty.
So this year I am fishing with the all ladies team Rods and Ribbons again, and we are still continuing our mission to raise funds for Cancer Research UK.
Well, I'm glad that's gone.
So have you found me any pink trim?
Pink.
Yeah. Girls' boat.
I'm not doing a pink boat. You can't have a pink boat.
Want to bet?
It's faded a bit. It's scabby, innit? That's gotta go.
I hope you've got pink trim to replace it with.
Blue.
So this boat is a perfect size for the four of us that are fishing. But also the cabin is really good because when I'm fishing down south with the girls, I'm going to be sleeping on this boat. So obviously the boat needs a good clean and everything, but for a small boat, it's got a really big cabin and a toilet. So the engine on the boat is quite old, so we're going to take it off.
Right, so engine's off. Fantastic, that's on a pallet now. So what we need to do now is get the boat off the trailer, because the trailer's pretty poorly. And as well, we need to paint the bottom of the boat. So let's get it off. And stop there. Right, so the boat is on blocks now. Wasn't quite as easy as we thought to get it off, but we got it off, pretty safe. Bit tippy at one point, but it's fine. Right, so now what I'm going to be doing is working on the trailer. Because the trailer chassis is mint, it's perfect. So the little fixings, the little U-bolts, all the bolts. Yeah, and there's no brakes either on the trailer, so we need to sort that out, don't we? Right, so we replaced the coupling, every single U-bolt, nut and bolt we can. Trailer, ready to go.
Right, time to get the woodwork sorted. Right, it's time to paint the bilge and the locker. So we're using Hempel's bilge and locker paint. And of course we had to have a pink paintbrush. Quite amazing the difference just a bit of paint makes. Nice and fresh now. It will need 2 coats.
Looks badass from there.
Right, so we need a radar arch, but also somewhere to store more fishing rods. And we were going to make one. But we are on a really tight deadline with this boat. So I've cheaped out and we've bought one. That'll do, won't it?
Yes.
I just really hope it fits.
So I'm not sure why they expected your boat roof to be completely flat. Don't know.
So I think what we're going to have to do is modify it a bit. So if we take the plates off the bottom and cut the tubes at the angle that we need to be so they sit flat with the roof, then we can re-weld them back on and then it'll fit perfect.
Right, so it looks like we're going to spend the next day cutting and shutting this.
Hour.
An hour, she says.
We're on a time crunch, I'm going to give you that hour.
It's going to be a long time. It's going to be a day. Trust me. Ew. Why have you took that off?
Because we've got a new one. So we've got this nice new fancy one from Marine Superstore. Oh, look at that. It's like a perfect fit.
Do you want to know why it's perfect fit?
Because you measured it.
Yeah.
And look, it'll like self-deploy the anchor. I think we better clean the green.
Right, so it actually fits quite nice now. Still need cleaning up, a bit blue. I quite like the blueness, reminds me of an exhaust off a motorbike anyway.
It'd be alright if it was pink, but not blue.
It's got sort of pinky colours in there. Right, so we need now to drill the holes, and then we're going to be doing something extremely unique to the roof, which no one ever, sane person would ever do. Sure you want it here?
Yeah. Okay, so we filled some holes that needed to be filled on the roof. And now it's time to make it pretty. So vinyl wrapping the roof. So what we're going to do, because we can't get the vinyl wrapping in one piece because of the sizes it comes in, we're going to put it in two pieces. So what we're doing is using some 3M cutting tape. So when we do want to put the two pieces together, we've got a nice cut line.
How much luck have we had with this cutting tape in the past?
Not much luck with this cutting tape in the past. So let's see how this goes. Can you guess what colour it's going to be?
What's going on?
I think we've realised we're no good at wrapping. Oh, this vinyl wrap is crap.
We have done wrapping in the past. We've done vans, bonnets, we've done motorcycle, fuel tanks. We've done all sorts, and we've had mixed results with it. So I think it's all about the actual material you use. This is so brittle; it's like a crisp packet. Get all tear in it, it rips. Yeah, so I think we might be slightly defeated here.
I'm throwing in the towel on that one, because look. Sometimes you've either got to call in the professionals
or know when to quit. Right, so originally the boats didn't have a windlass on it. Basically you had to manually haul your anchor. Nobody's got time for that, have they? So what we're fitting is a Lumar Profish windlass. But to do that, we've got to get this bollard off. We've already got the nuts, the bolts out of it. It won't come off. So I brought a big hammer, a blowtorch. Ugh, I feel the gel coat coming with it. Oh no, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's good.
So the problem with this boat is it's quite small, and we couldn't have a vertical windlass because the motor of it would have stuck out in the space that my feet need to be in the bed area. So we had a good hunt and we had a good chat with Marine Superstore, and they recommended this. So this is the Lumar Profish vertical windlass, but we've still got an issue with this.
So basically the windlass is going to have to sit around here. Because originally the anchor sort of sat underneath in this little chain lockery thing here. But we're going to have to make a new one of these tops, I think. Because once we put the anchor chain and the anchor on the bar roller, you're not going to be able to open this, are you? And if you had to flake it or do anything with your chain, you're not going to be able to get this up. So we're going to make a new one of them so you can slide that out there. And then we need to make a big sort of spreader plate that goes underneath, because obviously the loads, even though it should be relatively strong at this point because it relied on the bollard, didn't it?
Okay, so we're going to wrap the doors. I've already painted the back of them black, just to make it easier, so we only have to wrap one side. Okay, the new table and the new door look well better.
Okay, so we've aligned the new windlass up. Basically, it's got to feed the chain down this little pipe here, hasn't it? So it's actually offset ever so slightly, but that's an issue with the boat, isn't it? So we've aligned the gasket up. So we put our holes in now where it wants to go. These two here are for the wires. So I think what we need now is a load of sealant around these, around there, don't we? So we selected this particular windlass, obviously because it's a horizontal windlass, so we don't have to have it down below. But it's the Profish version, which I've not tried yet, obviously, because it's not mounted, but it's got the free fall, so you can basically press a button and it'll just dump your anchor and your chain. So when you get over your fishing mark, you can just basically instantly get your anchor on the ground. So I thought that'll be a good choice for the girls. Right, so now we're going to be fitting the barrel roller. We took the original one off. The only issue with it was that it was nuts and bolted from the inside of the hull. But there's no chance in whatever to get the bolts out because it was fitted before the deck went on. So we had to basically drill the heads off it. So what we're doing is we're fitting it with some nice screws. The screws aren't going to be holding it down. We're going to be using G-Flex. So we give it all a really good prep, really good scuff and scratched it. And the same here, so we're filling the original holes and gluing it on at the same time. Get it in the holes. Oh, making a mess.
I think you've definitely got enough.
Well, yeah, we don't want it to fall off. We don't want it to leak as well, so.
So now we need to see if our 50 metres of chain will fit in the tiny anchor locker.
Right, so what we'll do is, because we haven't actually finished the wiring yet, because the whole wire on the boat is going to be one job, if that makes sense, because then you can line everything up and make sure you've got the right wires going everywhere. But I'm just going to connect the battery to the windlass, and then we're going to pull the chain in, and it's going to dump it in there, hopefully. Got the right way?
Yeah. Okay.
3, 2. So we also got a anchor swivel, chain swivel or something maybe called, from Marine Superstar. Stainless steel, baby. I usually thread lock these. When it's the final time for them to go on, thread lock it. But this is probably not going to be the final time. Because what we need to do is figure out some sort of trip. So we don't lose this fancy anchor. But for now, just for testing, we're just going to pull it off first.
Keep going. Keep going. Oh, right, little tiny bit. Now you need to take it all back off again.
Yeah, you know what we forgot? Is the bitter end. It's got to come back out anyway, so. But yeah, that's really good. I'm impressed. 50 metres of chain there. So we only went for 6mm, because obviously that's what the boat's rated for. Quite a lot of weight. See a little boat in it, and we was a bit concerned about the volume in the chain locker, but turns out it's quite good.
So we went for a relatively cheap anchor because the girls have a habit of losing them. We get snagged because we fish in extreme places.
What we need to do on the bitter end as well is actually put something we can actually cut with a knife.
Yeah.
So if you need to ditch, you don't mind ditching, dear. Right, so I think we'll move on from the anchoring system now until we do all the wiring.
So the old swim ladder on the back of the boat, all the steps on it were all broken and cracked and stuff like that. So we've took them off, cleaned the ladder up. I have made some new bungs, but also we've made some covers for the original steps. And obviously the pink. So basically we've just made 2 different skins of different sizes to go over one another. And there you go, new treads. Right, we've had some goodies arrived. So Raymarine are very, very kindly supporting us on our mission to raise money for cancer research. So they've sent us some stuff to kit out the boat. This is a big box, isn't it? And in this box is something that I've never had before and never used. And it's radar. So that's going to come in really handy. So I think the first job that we're going to do is work out our new dash.
So is that like?
Okay, so we've got it marked out for our chart plotter and our switches, so let's give them a cut. I think we could make that look better.
You think?
I think there's a couple of colours that we should add.
Pink.
No, still not the right colour. It's still missing a bit of colour. Now that's better.
Good old 3D printers, eh?
So now that dash is looking awesome with the pink, we're now moving on to the rest of the Raymarine electronics. So we've got quite a lot to package in this little boat. We've got the AIS, the VHF, all the backbone and networking cables. So we're going to try and see how much we can package up here.
You can never make it neat, can you? You've always got to trip over something and work around stuff. So it's this big steering boss here that's it's quite an important part of the boat, I suppose, isn't it? So it's sort of slightly in the way. But we're trying to like figure out optimal places. So I've got the AIS and the Ray 90, which is your radio, but the majority of the radio is hidden behind the scenes, so all you've got on show really is the handset, which is a fantastic system. AIS, automatic identification system, so people can watch Gemma when she's out fishing, so I can keep an eye on her, make sure she's not speeding. But this one here, I've never actually used one of these. It's a switch, so all of the sort of technical information, as in like radar and cameras and stuff like that, goes through this. And then it, does some magic.
So it's a network communication link sort of thing.
Something like that, yeah. But one thing is, can we put it like that? What we need to do is overthink how many inputs, because I don't think we're going to be using all 5 inputs. Or do we have it going like this, and then the cables can come down, then the cables can route up there. But we're trying to stay, because obviously the bed comes to here, so we're sort of staying about 4 inches above. So I think we'll be good there, won't we?
Yeah.
So, and it keeps the R the right way around as well.
You can't have the R upside down.
That would just do my nut in if it was upside down.
Well, eventually you're not going to see this. We're going to box it in.
Yeah. Well, originally it was like a bit of carpet which sort of clipped over it, which is quite. It might show an appearance again.
No, it needs a box.
Need a box here.
Yeah.
But how do you hinge it? How do you get the box off? You know what I mean? See, that's.
Okay, we'll work
We'll
something
worry about
out.
that later. No one's ever going to see down here, anyway. Asking for a friend, but is this the right way up? So we want this up there somewhere, but we need to offset it forwards because of another thing that's going to go on the roof.
Ooh.
Which I'm not going to tell you, but it's a chart plotter there.
Surprise,
Why would
surprise.
we have a chart plot on the roof? Anyway, so yeah, that's going to be offset forward.
But also with the radars, when you're fitting them onto a boat that is a planing hull, when you're out the water, your hull obviously is like, boom. So you've got to fit the radar pointing down to begin with to compensate for that. So we're going to have to shim it up.
Yeah, I think we're going to mount it flat and then we're going to be able to put shims under it.
Yeah.
Because this looks cool as anything, doesn't it? It's got to look right. So we're going to shim it to look right, but obviously there's going to be a fine line between looking right and working properly. But I know they have got a big beam pattern, I can't remember the exact thing, but radars don't just shoot straight out. It goes down and up as well at the horizon, so I think there'll be a fine line between getting it right. But
So first we've got to make a mounting plate for it to actually sit on our radar arch.
yeah, so the only decent material we've actually got to make a mounting plate, we've got a load of basically 3mm alley. So I think we're going to make our actual base to match these bolt patterns here out of alley, and then we're going to figure out then how to attach the alley to the stainless.
Are you worried about galvanic corrosion?
No.
Two dissimilar metals.
Yeah, it is a bit dissimilar. Oh, I haven't got any more decent stainless, I don't think.
Let's go and have a little fettle round.
Yeah. Okay, so we decided to use some stainless. Found some 3116 stainless in the yard. Now it's time to weld it up. It's a bit thin, but I'm going to put some little gussets in it. So, should be right. So I'm being a bit of a perfectionist because we welded these little plates onto this tube. If you know anything about welding, it actually bends it ever so slightly. We've got an ever so slight curve to it. So I stood on it before on these blocks to try and sort of flex it down. It wouldn't straighten itself out. So the next logical thing to do is put some heat into this side of it to try and reverse the bend. So rather than weld it, we're just going to heat it with the old TIG welder. Pass your strawberry water, Joe.
Thirsty?
Yeah. Moved it. Oh, that's well better.
Okay.
There's still a slight kick to it, but I think that might be within tolerance. Right, so we put a little rain camera on it, which is going to face forward. What are you doing now?
I'm putting the GPS antenna on.
Cool. Also put a little horn on it. Beautiful. So we've got the camera, the GA200. What does GA stand for?
Used to be my initials until I got married.
We've got a horn. What are we doing now?
Fitting the radar. So remember we said the radar ideally needs to be tilted downwards for a plane and vessel. So on the 3D printer, we've knocked up some shims.
Is it all the material you had was pink?
Gotta be pink.
You didn't choose that, did you?
So let's work out what size we want.
We'll go for some smaller ones forward.
Quite a lot of wires to deal with up here.
So this might be a bit controversial, I don't know, maybe. We're going to be putting a chart plotter there. What do you think?
Because on the Rain Marine chart plotters as well, you can actually watch YouTube. So when we're out,
where you going with this then?
so when we're out fishing, and if we don't know what we're doing, we can watch fishing YouTube videos to find out.
That's a good idea, that. So I've been getting into 3D printing and designing and stuff like that, so I thought, well, I'll make a nice spacer, because obviously the roof's curved, these are generally flat, so I thought I'd make a nice spacer. So I measured it, and there was like a 4mm difference from side to side, so I held this side down and it measured 4mm there. Which is wrong, isn't it? It should have been 2mm, should have halved that, so now I've got a bit of a gap there, but luckily this filament we're using is very, very squishy, so I'm hoping it'll conform to the right shape.
It will. It's perfect.
Who knows? So let's see if this Axiom fits, but I was just admiring the back of the Axiom with all these different ports, and you've got HDMI out, so you can technically like plug that into a normal TV screen, so then you can see whatever you're seeing off this onto the TV. It's cool, isn't it? So this now should go up there. Yeah, so now. There you go, you get to see all your fishes now, won't you? Obviously, it probably won't be staying there, will it? In the marina and stuff.
No, it comes
You
off.
can take it off quite easy, so.
Yeah, because otherwise someone would just rob that.
Right, you might be thinking, what we're going to do with all these wires? How many wires are there? I've lost count of the wires, must be 10. They're all quite important wires as well. So, back to the 3D printing, I actually made this little box here, which has got like a chunk of rubber on it. And then, so you can drill a big hole in the top. We can screw this over it. And then you can drill holes through this rubber. So we're going to leave the piece of rubber in the freezer overnight. And then we can drill holes through it, put a little slit in it, and then put it over the wires. That's plan A, anyway. So, right, but first we're going to drill a big hole in the top of the boat.
So now we've got to get all of these wires through the hole in the roof and to come out here. So I've just put this down so we can taper the wires and pull them through.
I think so.
So after we fitted the windlass, obviously we realised the original chain locker hatch just didn't work. So we need to make another one. Better go and check that's at least somewhere close. we're just going to epoxy up the end greens. So we're going to paint this using rafter paint. So first I'm going to put primer on it, which is a 2-pack primer.
I made a new one. Wasn't having that. There you go, looks alright now. You see like the difference in the curvatures?
Okay, well I'm not having that.
What?
Them bolts.
Them shiny nice stainless bolts? Tight fit, aren't they? Yeah.
So we've got quite a lot of electronics going on in this boat, haven't we? So I think we better install a solar panel. That'll do. So 130 watt panel should keep the batteries hopefully charged. Definitely you gotta finish them off with a pink cap.
So has your primer got off now?
Yeah, can you guess what colour it's going? Obviously.
What kind of paint is it though?
Raptor, so we are using Birdliner. Because I love this paint! So easy to use, so let's get it painted. Right, so where are we up to with the boat? We've got everything on the roof done. Solar panels fitted, the radar, the camera, the AR system, the GNSS antenna. Roof done.
Right, so we put our deck wash outlet, which is basically just a hose lock, new through holes, fuel fillers done. Moving forward, Gemma's done a fantastic job of varnishing these, beautiful. Still got some more things to go on there, yeah? So, what have we done under here?
Oh, not hoovered.
Not hoovered, but all new, brand new fuel pipes, fuel filler, fuel breathers, all that kind of stuff is done. This is still, we painted this, but I was a bit premature when I
You've dirtied it, so that needs a second coat anyway.
Yes, we still haven't finalised these wires because we've still got some more wires to run through for the engine. But yeah, we've got a deck wash pump there. Can you see it? Yeah, you can see it there. New bilge pump. The fuel tank's been out, jet washed inside and out. So fuel should be good. So stay inside. So we put some 12 volt sockets, USBs there. Obviously it's got the pink trim on it. It has to have the pink trim, doesn't it? The new lights. Okay, I'm now going around remembering stuff we haven't done. I've got to screw the light back in. We've now got full switch panels. So one does the nav lights at the front, one does the wiper, one does the deck wash pump, which when we're in the water, that'll get up to pressure, turn itself off. We've got a screen wash pump, so we put a little screen wash finger there. We haven't got any fluid in it at the moment, because, well, what's this one do?
Press it.
We've got a horn.
So we've still got a few things to do, but the main thing is we need to get this boat back on the trailer.
Yes, why?
Because it's going for an engine.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, it's a bit tense this. Right, so we obviously had the bow of the boat jacked up, quite a lot of weight on the jack to allow for the rollers to come under, but the trailer's now caught up with the jack, so what we need to do is move the jack. But what I didn't want to do is the trailer, if we let the jack out, is the trailer just did a massive wheelie, and that'll probably cause quite a few problems. So what I've done is put some bits of wood now, it's going to go under the trailer, so that'll carry the weight so we can move the jack. So, what you should always do is be on your feet when you're doing stuff like this, so you can get out of the way. Can you take the stand out?
Right, so we're at the point in the build where we need to turn this boat into a fishing boat. So we have got the ultimate selection of Railblazer products. So we've got some rail mounts to go up onto the radar arch. So they come with some grip strip, and that just gives it a bit of extra thingy around the rail so it doesn't move. Go there. Stick that on. There we go. Strong as anything. Easy as that. Putting them on the back for our bait table.
That's cool, isn't it? And
Yeah.
apparently there's a little drain hole there as well.
Oh yeah, I want to get the drain all out. And also you can angle it any way that you want your bait tray to be angled as well.
So if you wanted it to slip off, if you're going down the road line, you're doing a big wheelie sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yay! Somewhere to put your cub. What we've done as well, we've actually been pretty ingenious, we think. So if you don't want this one here, you can pop it over there. You can take this one off. And infer it. Put it there.
And then, if I'm only running one bait table, I can have a rod holder there and a rod holder there. Perfect. It's time to get the boat anti-fouled now. So the first job is PPE. There we go. So the boat has already been jet washed. So the next job that we're going to do is we're just going to abrade the old anti-foul to make sure we've got no loose bits. So now that all the hull's been sanded, but before we anti-foul, we're just going to give it a clean, just with some water on a cloth.
So how's it going? Just turn your head that way.
Have I got a bit on my face?
Yeah, you won't get any marine growth, will you?
When I was underneath, I was like that close to the bottom of the boat. So, yeah.
Looking good though.
It's amazing that like just a bit of anti-foul can transform a boat, can't it?
So how many coats did you do?
2.
Right, so the girls need to be able to see the bottom, don't they? As in like below them when they're fishing, and also be able to see fishes. So we've got a transducer. I can't remember what transducer was.
It's an RVM.
RVM. Apparently that is like...
It's going to find all the fishes.
One in the middle. Clear.
Right, we are going to launch the boat for its first sea trial. that was a very successful first outing on the boat, so I think it's time to take it down south. So we are now at Haslar Marina and the boat is all finished and it looks absolutely incredible. Do we think it is finally pink enough? Well, it will be once I get on with my new shoes. Right, here come the girls. Let's see what they think.
Oh my god. Oh, it's outrageous.
Oh my god, look at the rain.
It's beautiful. Gemma, I don't think you got enough pink in there.
Do we need more
I
pink?
think we need more pink.
Yeah.
You better get on then with your shoes. Are you happy, Iz?
I am buzzing. This is incredible.
Oh my god, look at all this space! And I won't have to stand up! I love it!
Gemma, these details that you've done on the 3D printer are outstanding. Well done. They look excellent.
So without the support of all of these amazing companies, this project wouldn't be possible. So thank you all so much for supporting the girls. So there's only one thing left to do now, and that's go and catch some fish, but that'll be on the next episode. So come back to see how we get on our first team outing. So we've got our master baiter here. High
Yes! Better than my usual pouting.
Whoa, this is a good fish, yes? Oh! This fish could put us right up there, it is.
I caught a ray!
Yes!